Great.
And this one has all of those big fight feels you want from a prize fight. Here we go.
Todd, when you've got fights in there that really believe they're going to win, that's when the action happens.
Under the bright lights here for this one. Really good match. And here comes the legend Joe Frazier. Hall of Famer, all-time great. There's a counter shot. It's nothing but air on that left uppercut. Neither fighter willing to slow down. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
They have got great ring guards too. Counter punches are the best.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Good defense there on the left uppercut. The straight right just misses. Left hook misses. When you're fighting a swarmer and you know their goal is to bury their head right in your chest, the uppercut will probably come in handy.
Swarmers, you can go back in boxing history. When you've seen them, when you've seen the best of the best swarmers going, you understand how hard it is. It looks exciting from the outside in. Can you imagine being right in there?
Halfway through the round and it's pretty much even Steven.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Smoking Joe may go. Never count out Smoking Joe Frazier.
Now they've got to wake up, they've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Klitschko is stumbling around. He's got to find himself here. We were going to see the finish there.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once, they know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense, work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
Hook misses. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Klitschko in that last round. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
Don't want you to load up. Don't be mind back. Get your focus.
Here we go for round two. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That right hook not connecting. When someone punches that hard, you don't want to trade shots. When you're at such a reach disadvantage, you've got to find a way to work on the inside. Oh, hold on a second, Johnny. Klitschko in big trouble. Can he make his way out of it? Didn't wait too long to get back and get engaged.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. Gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Well done with that counter shot. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. When you're fighting a massive heavyweight like this, you can't go toe-to-toe. You got to stick and move and use angles.
If you're standing in front of a dumper truck and you're trying to punch it back, push it back, the dumper truck is probably going to roll right over you.
That counter punch caught him clean. There's a scoring blow. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Klitschko in that last round. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this fight.
Look at that chap's slick. The chap's with.
And there's the bell for round 3. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This fighter, did you see that? And he did not take that well at all, Klitschko. True champion knows how to get out of trouble. Did you see that? Oh, heavy shot, and Klitschko is now seeing stars. How did they not go down?
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
As it is in most heavyweight fights, don't blink because one big shot and this thing could be over. Straight right just misses. Big swing and a miss with the hook. Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. There's nothing quite like a big heavyweight fight. Everything can change with one punch.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
Incredible work rate. When are we going to see a jab from these two? So he's going to shake off the cobwebs and bounce around the ring a little bit here. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Klitschko in that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round.
I seriously hope the judges
Here we go to the fourth round. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Generally speaking, you don't watch heavyweights to see a boxing match. You want to see a fist fight.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Hey, those punches add up. The jab not finding its target. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him, frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he pulls you down.
The straight right just misses. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Beautiful counter shot. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Those counter punches have to hurt. You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Klitschko in that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
Every second, every...
Focus, get your mind back on the draw.
Back into the fray here in round 5. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. We're both looking for the knockouts here, and that's what we expect from heavyweights.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim and go for speed.
They exchange punches. Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. And he misses with that jab. A perfect counter lands. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
You'd like to see more jabs. Beautiful counterpunch. Defense is not an option for these two. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Stamina is off the charts. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Klitschko in that last round. Now you start wondering how much work these two fighters did in the gym.
There's a lot on the line here.
Focus back at that jab back. Just blocks.
Yes, I like that round. Good round. Feel good? Good man.
Go back and win the round, right? It's only one round that you've lost. Do not...
But you're still landing your power shots. Good round. Don't forget the jab and don't get carried away.
Just take the round off. Win the round on your jab. And breathe when you're stepping around.
There's the bell for round 6. How much do they have left in the tank after that last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Straight right just misses. So far, it seems like aggression has been the key. This fighter just not slowing down.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tail. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Just misses with that uppercut. Threw the uppercut but did not score. Klitschko is stumbling around. He's got to find himself here. I don't believe what we're seeing here.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
What heart, what desire, but at what cost? There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Klitschko in that last round. How much cardio was put in for this fight? It may come down to that.
You cannot gas out. If you prepared right, slept right, ate right, and did everything right for this fight, you had no excuse for gassing out.
Good man. Just
Yeah, go out there, you win this next round.
There's the bell to start round 7. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
They hit like heavyweights, but they move like middleweights. Truly elite level stuff here.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to thinking. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little faggot and pickpocket them.
The only fear you have with this heavyweight is has he punched himself out? Not a lot of defense here at all. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. How about that time counter shot? These are heavyweights, but I tell you what, that hand speed and footwork, they look like middleweights.
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referee, because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
For those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? Putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. Is he going to punch himself out, though? Nice counter shot. You can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're going to get knocked out. Swing and a miss with that uppercut. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Klitschko in that last round. You've heard the old phrase, this might come down to who wants it more, but it might. And we enter the 8th round. How much is left in their tank after last round?
What are they doing that now? Are they trying to get an early night? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Both men step back for just a moment. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Well, Johnny, you know there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive. How does he exploit that?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
Threw the hook, didn't land. Wow, let's take another look at that.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are you okay?
on their feet, but how long will they stay there?
But look at his corner, look at the instructions. They're telling him to calm down, make the most of the count, get up, breathe, and move. Get behind the referee, save yourself a bit of time. You just need to make your way back to the corner, somehow get to the end of the round.
Halfway through the round, and they're struggling a little bit.
Is that ever hope? Remember the fighter Evander Holyfield? He should be behind on points until the last 10 seconds, but he's fighting like he's going to put it back. That's the kind of hope we need to see.
Smart move here to take a knee and get a break from all that beating.
That's a really dented the ego. You don't want your opponent to see you do that.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. As we enter the final 10 seconds here, it's probably a round he'd rather forget. Well, this fighter has been down twice. They've got to up their game here, or this fight is going to be over.
They believe their fighter has it in the tank.
Come on. You've let him back into this. You're better than...
Great round, great round. Now, relax, relax. Just the same again.
Jab. Basics. Just get your rhythm back.
Both fighters starting to get tired as we start round 9. Is this the beginning of the end after 2 knockdowns last round?
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Not on twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Unlucky to miss with that jab. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. How do they use this fighter's aggression against them?
Todd, look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight,
Do you believe this? Klitschko is down! And you can see here his face basically melts into his glove, and down he goes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You still want to fight.
How about that will to win and refusal to stay down as this fight continues?
Well, now it's about getting back to the corner, freshen up, get new instructions given to you, and they've got to G you up. They've got to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right.
Pretty good start the first half of this round.
The corners must be so happy. Down to a T, play the plan out to a T. If they can pick up momentum and do this over and over and over again, they've got it.
Straight right just misses. Nice counter. His stamina is off the charts. Punch, counter punch. Final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round. Let's talk about Klitschko in that last round. Let's see how the game plan changes after that big knockdown.
I love the response, though.
Come on. Let him back.
It's round 10. He got knocked down in the last round. Let's see what he can do here.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
I want to think of holding on here for a minute. The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? Holding nothing back here in the round. Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have to quick burst, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Pretty close fight here in this round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Tried to score with the uppercut. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Perfect counter shot. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. His stamina. Hold that thought. Klitschko in big trouble. Can he make his way out of it? This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Look at that shot to the head, and there's no way they were going to stand up to that one.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
One, two, three, four, five, six. You are ready.
Well, if this trainer has a pep talk, now's the time to use it, as they were dropped twice in the last round.
There's always a way back going.
You don't want to lose this fight.
Let's start 11. It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
2 knockdowns, and you're coming back from that. That's near.
Wow, that seemed to be the punch he was looking for. Let's watch it again.
Shot from the gods.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're out.
So time to go celebrate after a knockout win here.
A knockout victory. That's not a knockout victory. That is somebody saying, I'm here. I've arrived. Try that again. It will happen all over again.